Hello, my name is Ruffin, and welcome to 60 Seconds. So this game was recently redone. Go. Hello, lady. Options. Memories. Well, this is interesting. Uh, so this game was recently redone. I've never actually played it, but it just seems like a very interesting game. Um, we're gonna. The tutorial, 100% approved by the establishment. Okay, cool. We'll do that. Begin the adventure. Sure, though. Turn it down. Medkit. For all injuries ranging from paper cuts to decapitations. Okay. Now, how do I do this? Can we go now? Can we go now? Go now. Go now. Go now. Go now. Go now. Go now. Welcome to Atomic Scavenge. Pay attention. Hold the grab control to skip my words. Move to the yellow X. Okay, move to the yellow X. Good job. There might just be hope for you yet. Just keep those legs moving. Okay, now what? Move to the yellow X. In the living room. And the living room. There's more where that came from. Okay. Find Timmy. Timmy! Where? Oh, I smashed the table. Timmy. Where are you, Timmy? Daddy's looking for you, Timmy. Timmy. Oh, there's Timmy. 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 I found him. It's wham wham. Grab Timmy. I grab Timmy. Can I grab the axe too? No. Okay. Find highlighted soup cam and grab it. Soup cam. The highlighted water bottle. The bottle of water that we highlighted. Get in here. To the shelter! You only carry so much, and every time item weighs at least one slot. Okay. Come on. Boom. Okay. The tuba playing girl is rather annoying. Can I get rid of her? Find radio and grab it. Where is the radio? Stay, kid. Nope. Radio. Pow. Bam. Kaboom. Yeah. That's 5 items and drop them off. Okay, come on. You. Deposit. Grab the child. So she stops annoying me. Grab the wife. Grab the suitcase. Grab the water. Come on. Go. Deposit. Move it. Board game. soup, water, flashlight. Go. Okay. Water. More stuff to grab. Must hurry. It's so hard. First aid kit. I can't grab the X. No! I didn't make it. And your supplies to the shelter zone before the clock goes ringy, ringy. Ringy, ring, ring. Okay. Grab that. Grab. You're in the way. Just drop it off. There we go. Okay. Flashlight. Suitcase. Oh, that's it. I'm full. Deposit. The wife. Because we can't leave without the wife. The wife is very important to us. The water. I can do without the kid with the tuba. Get the water. There we go. And more food and water. Come on. What's that in there? Food and water. And the axe. Fine, I'll take the annoying kid. Come here. You as well. Grab that. Go, 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 go! I made it! I'll see you downstairs for survival training at ease. Okay. Whee! I don't think I got very good stuff. I just grabbed everything I could find. An atomic adventure waits. Okay. Day 1. We made it. You made it to the shelter, congratulations, but the drill's not over yet. You'll end up here with whatever and whoever you brought with you. Nothing else. You'll need to make the most of it. The next few days will teach you how to Why is the power flickering? How to survive down here while the world outside burns. Explore and interact with your surroundings. You can always find out useful things about your shelter and its inhabitants when your survival journal is not opened yet or hidden. First things first, we must ration food and water. If you don't wine and dine yourself and the folks you brought with you, you can bet your bottom dollar none of you will ever see the light of day. Next. As long as you have food and water available, ration it out to a given person by selecting the picture of a can. Yeah, I know how to do that. Okay, let's go. Is anybody actually hungry? No. Day 2. I think I understand. I got some stubbles there. Mary Jane seems fine today. Hopefully it will stay that way. Life is hard for all of us right now, but Dolores is in a good mood today. Okay, cool. So everybody's good. Who should go outside? We're gonna send Mary Jane outside. MJ. Mary Jane went outside. Let's hope she hurries back soon. If Ted doesn't drink anything, he won't last that long. Water is all Dolores wants. Water for Timmy. Okay. Water. Water and water. What does this start? Survive the atomic drill. I'm an army man, so I don't know a second thing about imagination. But you could probably use yours now. Picture the scenario. You come across your kid's hamster, who is who in some bizarre way found its way to the shelter. The kids are obviously going to love it, and so will you. There's nothing better than food that comes to you on its own. Now, it's up to you. Do you cook it? Yes, I cook him. Most definitely, it saves us some food. I cook the hamster. Cards. Gun. Math. Tap, tap, tap. Water. 5.25, 4 cans. Hi, Dolores. What's in the suitcase? Although a rifle may have some bullets in it, ammunition alone can also prove useful. Really? Okay. Not thirsty anymore. Good choice. Everyone had a bite. And fresh meat will not be as easy to come by in the days ahead. Best to take any chance you can get to eat. Believe me, you will find yourself and your family in much more dire circumstances than this. And there won't be a hamster around to save your ass. That's... You might be faced with decisions that require you to use your equipment. However, sometimes you might find you don't have the one item that was supposed to save the day. So make sure you scavenge the right supplies before the blast. Keep in mind, every item can be used for something. What do you want to do today? Clean a rifle, listen to the radio, or maybe play shadow bunnies using your flashlight. I shall clean the rifle. Day 5. She bet. She hurt. Good thinking. Keeping your weapons in working order is your #1 priority. Remember, even if they do get damaged, you might be able to repair them with some good old-fashioned American engineering, though. And maybe some chewing gum and a shoelace. What about duct tape? Duct tape fixes everything. Good news, everyone! The expedition is back. Sometimes they'll return with extra supplies. Sometimes they won't. Other times, they'll come back with a nasty injury or even radiation sickness. Believe me, you don't want to get those. I hear glowing in the dark isn't as fun as it sounds. This time, your explorer was hurt, but they will recover. After the proper use of a first aid kit, you can use one during rationing. Was injured, is quite hungry. Ted is fine. Relatively calm for Dolores. And Timmy's fine. So she hungry. She needs first aid kit. You need at least one alive adult to keep going. If you send the only survivor to the surface, you won't know what's happening in your bunker until they come back. And when they do, your shelter might already belong to someone else. A decent padlock may protect it, but not for long. This was a busy day. Take your time and get... Yes. Day 6. She's all fixing. Ew. Okay. Empty first aid kit. We've only just sent someone outside, but let's give it another go today, shall we? Jane's wounds are all fixed. She's still hungry. Drink something. Water. Some water for Timmy. Okay, food. Water. 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 Anything can be useful outside, and some items even improve scavengers' chances. Notice you have a suitcase. That's handy. With a suitcase, your explorer can carry more. Go ahead, pick something. I don't have anything. I'll send Timmy out. Oh, there we go. Suitcase. The axe. That. And we'll take the map, too. The map. There we go. Hopefully he'll find some good stuff. He's got some weapons. He took basically everything. Okay. Timmy went out into the wasteland. We don't know what we'll do if he doesn't come back. Mary Jane's diet could use a little food. Thirsty. Okay, she's a little thirsty. She still wants food. She eats so much. No, no, no. The rescue ain't coming today. But we'll come get you eventually. You need to keep your radio operational and be ready to venture into the wastes. However, you also need to be careful. It might not be only our soldiers out there. There could be bandits, or worse, commies. Just imagine what will happen if the Reds discover you. So let's agree to the rules for this drill. You only open this door if someone knocks 2 times. Am I clear? 2 knocks. Okay, 2 knocks. Is Timmy already back? He is back. What'd you find, Timmy? We were surprised to find out that the metro station wasn't exactly abandoned. It's inhabited by... you'll need to remember that some days will be... Yeah, yes. Oh, got more water. Sweet. Okay. And food. And... poison? Mary Jane is quite hungry. She keeps fainting. We really need to find her something to drink fast. Ted's stomach is rumbling. Dolores has not eaten for a while. Timmy is very hungry. Alright, so everybody wants food. Let's just do this. And... hungry and dehydrated. Okay. Just hungry, hungry, hungry. Alright. Okay. Like, we're okay. We're on day 10. Oh, no. We're on day 9. Sorry. We're on day 9. If I were you, I'd check the door. Or our extraction team might be coming for you any day now. But be careful. This is a post-apocalyptic scenario, and you never know what's coming. Mary Jane's diet could use a little food. Mary Jane is no longer thirsty. Timmy could eat something. Ted isn't hungry anymore, but he's thirsty. Dolores is no longer hungry. Dolores will not last long without water. Okay, so you need water, you need water, you need food, and you need food. Someone's at the door. You can hear several knocks. If you listen closely, you can make out sequences of 3 knocks. Do you open the door? No! Because it said 2. 2 knocks, not 3. 2. 2 knocks is important. It said 2 knocks. 2 knocks is what we are looking for. Good call. That wasn't the knock you were waiting for. Caution at all times. Remember that. Be cautious. Apply yourself, and maybe you and your family will be just fine. Or at least, most of you. Timmy should eat something. Timmy doesn't need much, but he should drink. No longer thirsty, no longer hungry, no longer thirsty. Timmy needs everything? Fine, food and water. As you were counting imaginary sheep in your head, another series of knocks broke your concentration. Someone is really hammering on your door and probably not taking no for an answer. 2 knocks, 2 knocks. The pattern keeps repeating. Do you open the door? Yes. The end! I survived. Good job! You're safe and sound with our brave soldiers. And now we can all have some apple pie. You deserve it. We survived for 11 days. Day 1, atomic drill begins. Day 8, underground. Day 10, successfully passed the drill. Woo! We win! That was weird. You survived! Share your adventure. End the adventure! Okay. That was interesting. Okay. New game. Apocalypse. We're gonna go with Apocalypse. I think this is the regular game. Batman. Little boy. Exploration time 20 seconds. 10 seconds and 60 seconds. Pack, suitcase, work briefcase. Health issues common. Fragile equipment average. Unwanted visitors some. Trouble often. Okay, we'll stick with Fat Man, and we're gonna be Dolores. Begin the adventure! We are ready! How do I grab again? Alright. First aid kits will definitely be a thing I need. Grab him. And the flashlight. There we go. Okay. Drop that in there. I definitely want the gas mask. Like that. The axe.
No.
Soup. Soup. I want soup, not Timmy. At the moment, I can care less about Timmy. I'm more concerned about food and water. Alright, Timmy, come here. Grab you. Poison. Grab some water. Go, 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 go. Go, go, go! There. Grab the girly girl with the tuba. Grab the scout book and deposit that in there. I just want... I guess I'll take the chessboard. I didn't make it. I didn't make it! I couldn't find the first aid kit. I wanted the first aid kit. That's all I wanted. Well... I didn't make it into the shelter. The end. Well... You perished! I figured as much. Yeah. Let's try that again.
Did you know that I have a merch store? Odds are you didn't, because not that many people have visited. So, judging by the fact that most of you probably don't even know I have one, I'm going to let you know I do. It's got some pretty cool stuff in it. You should check it out. I've got hoodies, I've got sweatshirts, I've got zip-up hoodies, I've got t-shirts, tank tops, mouse pads, blankets, coffee mugs. There's more coming. There's multiple colors. So if you see one link that doesn't have the color shirt or sweatshirt that you like, more than likely, there's another one further down. If you want to check out my merch, there's a link in the description. Go there, check it out, buy anything that you like. If you like anything. If you don't see anything that you would like and you do want something, let me know what you would like to have, and I will do my best to try to get it to you. Thank you again, and enjoy the show.
I didn't use my exploration time very well. At all. Can be stored for up to 737 years. Holy cow! That's a long time. What is that? I don't know what that is. Like condoms or something. Newspaper. Alright. Grab you. Grab some water. Oh, where's the shelter? Oh, I went the wrong way. Put that in there. And some food. I don't see... There's a radio in here. Grab the radio. Grab the gun. Grab the mask. Grab the map. Grab some food. Grab the... Oh, shoot, I can't grab the suitcase. Okay. Okay, okay. Grab the flashlight then. And the survival book! Oh my gosh! Come here, husband. Nope, didn't make it. Okay, well, that didn't work. Restart scavenge. Restart. That was bad. That was all bad. That was all bad. Gotta restart that. Bad smell, toxic fog. Just put on a gas mask. Keep enjoying. Okay. This room seems to have quite a bit of stuff in it that I could really use. Oh, those are the cards. Okay. Okay. Grab the food. Come on. I didn't want the... Dang it, I keep going the wrong way. This way. In there. The rifle. And Timmy. Come on, blah, blah, blah. The axe. Water. soup. In there. Grab the hubby. And a water. And throw that in there. Now I want the first aid kit that's on the wall here. And the map. And, nope, can't take that. And we'll take this water. And we'll toss that in there. I don't have enough time. Not enough time! Sorry! Bye, kiddo! You're on your own! Good luck! I'm in! I am not good at getting everything. I'm sorry, Mary Jane. Day one. Almost all of us made it into the shelter. Almost. All we can do now is start thinking of creative ways to serve our canned food. We can't remember bringing those supplies down to the shelter, but we're not complaining. We probably should have stocked it better anyway. A flashlight! Our shelves are full of cans. We'll eat from cans, we'll sleep on cans. We'll even talk to cans. Some of us already do. There's just barely enough water for everyone. We will have to ration it strictly. This is the best stocked shelter we've ever seen. We've never seen another one, but we're sure this is a good amount of supplies. Yeah. One minute it was all fine, and the next we were at each other's throats. How did this happen? This is insane. We need to get a grip on ourselves if we are going to survive this. Let's just sleep on it. Sleep on... what, each other? You have some nice facial hair there. Well, it's starting to grow in. We stopped arguing, but for how long? Everything seems okay with Dolores. Ted seems to be doing all right, even though the world has gone to a crappy place. Like the good scout he is, Timmy is making the best of... Didn't they grab the scout book? I guess not. He even seems cheerful. Nobody needs food yet. Let's make an expedition. We're either going crazy or this entire shelter is crawling with little insects. Or worse. It's worse. They're spiders. And not some miniature ones, but huge, furry, and very creepy beasts. You have to do something about them. I don't have poison to do anything with them. And I'm not using the first aid kit on those. Radiation? We decided we could get rid of those spiders with our bare hands, feet, and whatever other body parts we could use for lethal anti-spider attacks. Unfortunately, we've underestimated their chances. They're really fast. All we achieved was getting tired. Maybe we'll have more luck next time. Dolores can't remain this thirsty for long. If Ted doesn't drink anything, he won't last long. How about getting Timmy something to drink? He's not looking good. Well, fine. Everybody can have some water. We shall send him out with the axe. You know what? We're gonna have him go with the map. The map. That way he can, find his way around. You know how men are not asking for directions. It's just you and me, Timmy. Voice no longer thirsty, no longer thirsty. That's all fine and dandy. You maniacs! You blew it up! Ah, damn you! Damn you all to hell! That's something we should have told our neighbors when they blew up their barbecue last spring. Those were good times, even if they wasted a perfectly good barbecue. I think we're losing a little. Ooh, radio. Nothing. Fine. Relatively calm. Timmy's fine. Everything's good. Nobody needs food. We woke up to a dripping sound today and noticed there's something leaking from the pipes. That green liquid looked innocent enough, even after it ate through the table and the chair and the floor. Patching up that pipe is probably a good idea. I don't have anything to patch it up with. Radiation? We couldn't figure it out, so we just assumed that's what a regular pipe would do in the event of a nuclear apocalypse and decided to ignore it. We've been feeling a bit funny today, though probably no connection to the pipe. None whatsoever. Dolores will not last long without water. Water. We both need water. Water it is! It's tough surviving in these conditions. Let's hope this will be over soon. Or else, we might end up dead in some wasteland ditch. That's not something we are looking forward to. Yeah, I haven't been looking forward to it either. This game is really interesting. Like, the amount of detail they put into drawing and creating this stuff is pretty cool. Interesting. Okay. It's hard not to worry considering our current situation. Some days we're still struggling to deal with the shelter life, but we can't lose hope. Dolores is no longer thirsty. Dolores would really love to eat something. They're both hungry. Alright, food it is. Good news, everyone! The government just announced they will be dropping crates filled with supplies in our area. Finally, they are useful for something. We should head out to get to those crates as soon as possible. Grabbing some protection gear might not be a bad idea. Yes, let's do that. Hopefully the supplies are actually useful and not just a trap for us to die with. Oh, the mask is destroyed now. We got water and food. We need to get the supplies and our gas mask got a bit damaged. Note taken. Don't stand under a supply drop crate when it's falling out of the sky. Why would you do that? The airdrop crate we found wasn't exactly huge, but it contained a few supplies that will definitely help us. We were especially happy to find some water bottles and food cans. For a minute, we thought it was canned meat, but then we found out it was tomato soup. Our theory is that this whole country used to run on tomatoes, and no one suspected a thing. They're no longer hungry. That is good. I'm glad they are no longer hungry. Let's listen to the radio. It's high time we stopped wondering about what's going on and started asking questions. Or at least listen to some reasonable answers. So how about tuning to a radio station and learning a thing or two about the brave new world? Okay, that sounds good to me. Day 9. I think he is back. He's back! Welcome back! We were able to get a weak signal and tap into government's emergency announcement service. And guess what? Great news! The fallout outside has mostly gone. It should be much safer to travel on the surface now. Ted has safely returned from his voyage to the surface. Who would have thought wooden furniture could be so durable? In the ruins of one of the town's buildings, we saw a desk and several bookshelves. We soon realized these are the remains of the local public library, so we went between the rubble to investigate. We got a Boy Scout book! The sturdy bookshelf protected some of the books from incineration. We ditched the great American novels and other classics and went straight for the Scout Handbook. Our map really took a beating during our expedition. It's nearly unusable now. Dolores will not last long without water. Ted's stomach is rumbling. Ted is really tired. Ted became infected with something. We can't leave Timmy without water for too long. Okay, so we will use that. What else do you need? Food. Thirsty. Thirsty. Okay, we'll set up another expedition. We had thought phone calls were a thing of the past after the atomic bomb obliterated everything in our little town. However, a phone booth on our street survived the bombing somehow. It seems it's ringing right now. We should send someone to answer it. We'll send Timmy. Come on, let me on. Okay, he's good now. When we answered the phone, we could clearly hear a gasp of relief from the caller. They introduced themselves as survivors from a nearby town of Hill Valley. We had started exchanging information when the call was cut short. Something must have gone wrong on the other side. We hope they will get back to us soon. Ted's stomach's rumbling. Ted is still mighty tired and needs more time to recover his strength. Ted has recovered from his sickness. Ted needs water to survive. No longer thirsty. No longer thirsty. Very hungry. Okay, Timmy. So, you are hungry and thirsty. You are good, and you are hungry. You will go outside with the Scout Handbook. I know we just got it, but why not, right? Bye, Timmy! Hope you survive. Ted is still mighty tired and needs more time to recover his strength. No longer hungry, isn't thirsty anymore. And she needs food now. Okay. What's that sound? Of course. We rushed to the door and were greeted by two men dressed like they'd come from a medieval fair. We identified the source of the sound. One of them was holding two rocks and hitting them against each other constantly, while the other was skipping and pretending to be a rider. They said they're looking for some antique cup, but they'd got lost and they would be most grateful if we would let them check our map, provided we have one.
What is your favorite color?
They're referencing Monty Python and the Search for the Holy Grail. That's hilarious. That's awesome. That's really awesome. Ted is still tired. Ted is hungry. Dolores is no longer hungry. Needs water. Although we tried to decline politely, the guests were clearly offended. They galloped away, waving their wooden swords and screaming something about cutting down shrubberies. Absolutely crazy. So you are hungers, you are thirsters. Radio. If there's anyone who can rescue us from this hellish situation, it's our government. You can badmouth them all you want, but that probably means you're either a naysayer or a commie. We're good citizens. We've been paying our taxes regularly, so we're sure Uncle Sam is coming to get us. Well, except that one time when we... Never mind. The government people are coming, and we should keep our ears and eyes open for any sign from them. Okay, when does Timmy get back? Not yet. We knew it! The government has not fallen, and they're coming to save us. They didn't get exact dates. They didn't give exact dates in the radio transmission, but we're sure they won't keep us waiting long. They said they will be in touch in a couple of days and told us to await further instructions. Dolores is no longer thirsty. Ted has rested. Ted is no longer hungry. Ted is really thirsty. Man, it's always something with you, Ted. What was that? Did the radio static just stop for a moment? Let's try tuning in on that signal. Okay. We use the radio again. 2 days in a row. Are you already walking around? The radio broke. Oh no. Empty water bottle. Ah, damn it! Something blew up inside the radio and the wretched thing caught fire. We were able to put it out, but it doesn't work anymore. Ted is no longer thirsty. Life is hard for all of us right now, but Dolores is in a good mood today. We hope it'll stay that way. Everybody's good. I don't have bullets. Sorry, I have no ammo. Somebody's writing on the wall. An armed person who murders things for a living? Giant mutated spiders in our neighborhood? We don't want to have anything to do with this stuff. Goodbye, lady. Dolores is thirsty. Ted is not complaining today, at least not very much. No, Ted does not need water. Hear that? Noise is coming from below. This is probably the right time to check out the manhole in the corner. The one that's been locked tight ever since we got to the shelter. Let's take the axe. People are sleeping. Amazing! We had a pirate cave right under our house. It was filled with treasure of sorts. Too bad we only had time to grab a map before the place collapsed. Luckily, it didn't have any impact on our shelter. Dolores is no longer thirsty, has not eaten. Okay, Dolores needs food, and Ted needs water. We got a map back. Enough of this plain, tasteless water. Dolores is really craving a cup of coffee. Real, true, blue American coffee. That kind that you can drink 5 cups and still feel sleepy. But where are we going to find that in this wasteland? Well, Dolores' favorite diner used to be a few blocks away. Maybe someone should go on a coffee run. But who? Dolores. If Dolores wants it, she can go get it her damn self. I guess it's me, so. I'm going to go retrieve the coffee. Okay, Dolores went to get the coffee. Our volunteer came back empty-handed. Apparently the diner is now just a sad hole in the ground with some seats lying around. What a letdown. Dolores is no longer hungry, no longer thirsty. He's hungry now. The hungers. It's hard to keep track of time down here. We can't tell if it's night or day. Our sleeping patterns are messed up. These terrible light bulbs are not helping. Too bad we can't replace them. There has to be something else we can do about this. Why would I use a first aid kit to replace light bulbs? Oh, I think Timmy's back. Ooh. Timmy looks a little emaciated and sick. Bravely ignoring our symptoms, we tried to get at least an hour or 2 of sleep. No luck. We're even more tired than we were, and there are other problems we will need to face soon. Let's just hope our yawning will be enough to scare raiders away or save us from radiation sickness. We were so afraid for Timmy, but he came back from the wasteland and is safe with us now. A few days before the blast, Timmy got into a fight with a kid named Ethan and beat him with a stick. We were supposed to visit Ethan's parents and talk about the incident, but we were a bit busy back then. Well, now we have all the time in the world. And although it looked like our friends weren't home, we still decided to pay them a visit. We were invited after all. These people were obsessed with tomato soup. We saw many cans in their ruined kitchen. Most of them were damaged and all of the tomato goodness has leaked out. But some survived. 2 cans of food. Behind the remains of their kitchen counter, we found some bottled water. It's not our favorite brand, but it will have to do. This homework was really useful. We believe that our expedition to the wasteland must have been followed by strangers. We should be more cautious next time. The last expedition got us thinking. Maybe we could just drive away from this nightmare somehow. Of course, most of the automobiles available are completely burnt out, but if we find a solid base and scavenge some parts, perhaps we could build a vehicle of our own. We'd better keep an eye out for those on future expeditions. Timmy should eat something. Really tired, isn't feeling very well. Dolores can't remain this thirsty. He's really tired, hungry, really tired. So, thirsty, hungers, tired and sick.
Oh, Timmy, he was always a wild child. A shelter is not the best environment for a boy who's hell-bent on running around until he can barely breathe. He really misses that. He asked if he could go out to the surface even for a short while. This sounds highly dangerous and irresponsible. Should we agree?
Sure, why not? He's already sick. Oh man, Ted, your hair. Day 19. When we consented, Timmy almost hit his head on the ceiling. We figured that if he doesn't encounter any savages, mutated beasts, or killer mimes, he should be fine and back soon enough. Timmy went out into the wasteland. We don't know what we'll do if he doesn't come back. Dolores complains she still can't get a good night's sleep around here. Dolores is no longer thirsty. Ted still hasn't recovered his energy. If Ted doesn't drink anything, he won't last long. So he needs water. Everybody's tired. Timmy's in the wasteland. We were paid a visit today by a young man worried about his twin sister, who went missing in a bandit camp not long ago, while acting as a spy and trying to get her hands on the plans of the new bandit fortress. He seems to trust us fully and is very friendly, but obviously concerned. He asks that we come to his aid in his hour of need, and really good things might happen to us if we manage to succeed. I'm gonna send Dolores. She doesn't look that emaciated. Not at all. They're both back. Cool. The young man was assisted by a group of other survivors. All armed but really friendly, we found the girl, threw her weapon, and fought off the bandits guarding the exit. Siblings were happy to be reunited, but also very confused. Turns out the bandit leader is actually their father. Crazy, small world we live in. Anyway, they were really thankful and promised to contact us again soon. We were so afraid for Timmy, but Dolores needs more time to rest. She seems exhausted. Dolores has not eaten for a while. Ted is still mighty tired and needs more time to recover his strength. Ted isn't thirsty anymore. Timmy should eat something. Is looking very pale. Needs rest. Okay, so hungry. Just tired. Hungry. We can't send out an expedition. At breakfast, we heard a knock on our door. It was a man with a rather excessive number of arms. He had told us his group was having a hard time finding supplies. Wherever they'd go, they got shot at first sight and asked questions later. It's probably because of their appearance. The friendly mutant presented us with an offer. In exchange for some supplies, his folk would escort us to our next expedition, and make sure we come back home safely. We have lots of food, so we'll do food. The stranger quickly became a friend when we agreed to his terms. It doesn't cost us that much, and we will sleep easier knowing that we will come back safely from our next trip to the surface. Ted still hasn't recovered his energy. He's hungry, pale. Still rested. We can't leave Timmy without water for too long. He's hungry and thirsty. Dolores is rested. No longer hungry. Water. So you're hungry. You need water. You need both. Go. We'll set up an expedition. You expect the post-apocalypse to be a time of peace and quiet since, most of the people aren't around anymore. Yet, here we have someone at the door. When we opened it up, we encountered a strange-looking man in a blue jumpsuit who asked us to trade him a water chip? A water chip? What in the hell? Sure, we'll go with that. Water. Okay, give him the water. The visitor wasn't very happy that we didn't have a water chip or that we didn't know what that one was. He did help himself to the water we offered him and explained the chip is of utmost importance. Before we learned anything more, he left for the wasteland. Still tired, no longer hungry, needs to drink something. No longer hungry, no longer thirsty. Dolores is pretty fatigued. Interesting. Thirsty. Fatigued. Tired and sick. Dolores with the map. Day 23. We're not doing too bad, I don't think. We still have lots of food. Oh, he's better. Dolores is on her way to the surface. Let's hope she'll make it back. Ted is rested. Ted is no longer thirsty. Timmy is rested. Timmy was cured. Nice. So nobody's hungry. Nobody's thirsty. We didn't think we would get a chance to increase our food supply by simply playing a card game, but that's what we were offered by a man who knocked on our door today. 2 cans of food. We win, we get his 2 cans. We lose, we give him our 2 cans. Are we going to do it? I don't have cards, so no. Somebody knocking at the door again. Hello? Gambling is a terrible habit. What kind of example is that to set the kids? We need supplies, but we're not getting them like that. We'd sooner rob someone. We sent that man away. Good riddance. Some water for Timmy would be nice. Timmy is pretty fatigued. His hair. Ted is fine. Let's go with a little bit of water. I don't have any of that stuff. And even if I did, why would I trade it for water? No. Good night, I guess? They're snoring away. Ted needs water. His stomach is rumbling. Water, food. Running out of water. Saw something strange on our way back from the expedition. A chain of lights on the horizon, pulsing and flashing in a chaotic manner. It didn't make much sense to us at the time, but when we discussed it in the shelter, Timmy said it might be a secret scout signal. He would need to check out the signal by himself and decode it using a scout book. I don't have a scout book. I wish I did, but I've used it already. When does Dolores get back? She's been gone a long time. No longer thirsty, isn't hungry anymore. Is very hungry. We have doubts about it being a legitimate signal from real scouts. We're not risking walking into a bandit trap. Better just forget we saw anything. You're hungry. You're fatigued. You're hungry. Sure. Open in the name of freedom! Came a shout from outside our door. We weren't sure who claimed to be representing freedom, but we could hear it was a group of people, probably armed. Anyone who introduces themselves like that is probably planning to kill someone in the name of freedom. Should we open? Sure! Why not? Day 27. We're still alive, so I guess we're good. We regretted opening the door the minute we saw who was standing on the other side. Dark faces, rifles, and determined looks of a band of teenagers. We're doomed, we thought. Then, out of the blue, one of them asked us if we're with the Reds. We've never supported the Red Sox. The Red Sox, so we confidently said that we weren't. The tension dropped immediately, and those nice young people gave us 2 bottles of water. They also told us to have no fear since Wolverines are around. We're not sure what Wolverines have to do with all this, but we took their word for it. Plus 2 bottles of water. Wolverines is from the movie Red Dawn. I believe it's Red Dawn. I think it's Red Dawn. This morning has been a calm one for Ted. Timmy's no longer hungry. Timmy has been talking about nothing other than water. Are you both? No, he's just fatigued. Thirsty and fatigued. When conducting our daily supply count, we've noticed that a soup can was missing. We're absolutely sure it was there just yesterday. That can only mean one thing. We have a soup thief among us. Now we just need to figure out who the culprit is. It was me. It was Ted. I think it was Ted. Day 28. It was definitely Ted. It must have been him. He denies it all. Not only is he a thief, but also a liar. Ted needs water. I lost a can of food. We could use some extra supplies. The last time we went on a supply run, we noticed a damaged tank stuck in the rubble nearby. How about we send someone to investigate? We'll send Ted. Day 29. Dolores has been gone a long time. Oh, we got some ammunition. Ted isn't thirsty anymore. Timmy might not look it, but he is a strong young boy. He's doing just fine. No, we're fine. I think. A little fatigued. Yeah. When we hear a knock at the door and decide to open, our heart rate always goes up a bit. Fortunately, this time it wasn't some bloodthirsty raiders, but the brother and sister that were befriended some time ago. They're quite ambitious together with their group. They're trying to construct a few houses and make a small camp. If we have an axe, we could help them with the construction. Sure. We'll help them with the construction because we have an axe. Oh, I think Dolores is back finally on day 30. Hey, and the axe is still intact. The map is not. We got a few splinters, but the work is done. We even had some fun. It was almost like building that tree house in our backyard all over again. The group and their leaders appreciated our help and said they would definitely let us know when the whole thing is finished, so we can come and visit them. We were glad to see Dolores came back safely from the wasteland. The friendly mutant group lent us a hand, as promised. We felt much safer with them around, and everybody made it back without a scratch. We hope we'll get the chance to meet that group again. half of our local city has been completely obliterated. The other half, however, looked promising, so we went in to investigate the ruins. One of the surviving rooms was a small maintenance closet. The only thing inside was a bucket full of water with a mop standing in it. We managed to fill some bottles with the contents of that bucket. It does look a bit funny. We just hope it doesn't taste of soup or something worse. +2 water. Our map really took a beating, so we lost the map. Got some water. Might sound paranoid, but we think someone followed us. Let's just hope that doesn't happen again. We window shopped nearby parking lots for a vehicle that wasn't completely burnt out. Unfortunately, we found nothing of value. Maybe future expeditions will be more lucky. Food, tired, food, water, food. Okay, so everybody needs food, I think. Food. Food. Food and water. Sure, well. Despite his need for a nap, Ted could try his best on the surface. Yes, we will do that. A sleazy-looking trader carrying an equally scruffy bag on his shoulder paid us a visit. He offered us a simple one-time deal. For just 1 can of soup, we get the bag and all of its contents. We can't see what's inside, and the trader gives us angry glances every time we take a step towards the mysterious bag. Should we make the deal? No, we're running out of food. We need to not run out of food. We're very close to running out of food. It would be bad for us to run out of food. We have 1 can left. And this open can. Our grandparents always told us to never buy anything sight unseen. And we're not about to start now. Gone are the times of yard sales. We can manage without whatever junk is in that mysterious bag. Dolores has not eaten for a while. Dolores is still tired. Dolores has to drink some time. Ted isn't hungry. Needs water. No longer thirsty, no longer hungry. So, thirsty. Thirsty, hungry. We got a lot of water. We're going to send Ted. We're going to send him out with the gun. Watch this next turn. I'm going to need the gun for something. Dolores is not eating for still food. Man, lady, you're eating up all our food. Timmy noticed his old telescope in a pile of rubble on the other side of it. After all, the night sky is one of those. Should we let Timmy go? Yeah, sure, why not? Someone's knocking at the door. Timmy returned in the morning, tired but very happy. He says he saw a spaceship flying by, one with American flag on it. Sure, that can't be true. He's probably making things up. Time to grow up, Timmy. Dolores complains she still can't get a good night's sleep. No longer hungry. Apple juice, but right now we should get him some water. Have some water, Timmy. Today we met a bunch of people dressed in what looked like Halloween doctor outfits. They claim to be a field hospital. Yeah, sure. We'll give them some clean water. The doctor people. Maybe they'll give us something in return. Something good. We asked them for their doctor licenses, but all of them claimed they left them in another pair of trousers. We didn't dare ask if it was just the one pair. We gave them a water bottle and wished them a good journey and better luck with trousers. Still tired. Thirsty. He's hungry, so thirsty. Being safe down here is much better than being pulverized out there, but that doesn't mean we don't want to go outside. Maybe we could take a walk soon. The neighborhood is probably much more peaceful since the bombings. Probably. It's day 35. We're doing okay. Hopefully time to leave will come soon. Dolores is still tired, no longer thirsty. Timmy should eat something. You can go a couple more days without food. We can barely breathe in this damned shelter. For the last couple of hours, the situation has been getting noticeably worse. There might be something wrong with the ventilation system. Maybe it's stuck. If that's the case, we need to look into fixing it right away. Flashlight. Day 36. Flashlight's still okay. I wonder if that was the right decision. The obvious thing to do when a vent is blocked is to check what's blocking it. However, when you shine your flashlight on a hive of mutated insects, things usually go from bad to worse. The angry hive is gone, but the insects did some biting before they fled. Dolores leaves were time to rest, not eaten, hungry. Timmy got hurt. Timmy prefers apple juice. So thirsty. So you are hungers. You're everything. Thirsty. Okay, well, we can't do that. Day 37. I don't think he's doing very well. I think we lost Ted. There's nothing here. Maybe if we try really hard, we can hear the neighbors in their shelter. Ted has been outside for far too long, and still he has not returned. We fear he isn't coming back. Dolores has not eaten for a while. Dolores needs more time to rest. She seems exhausted. Water's all Dolores wants. Timmy is hungry. It's high time we did something about Timmy's injuries. Timmy is no longer thirsty. Timmy is really tired. Okay, so we need water, food. Water, food. I can't send anybody on next to the Dolores. Alright, I know I didn't read what was going on, but... Oh look, we got another rifle. Timmy's very hungry. Fatigued and tired. Fatigued, hungry, hurt, and tired. I can't give you more food, my dude. We decided to peek outside for just a minute to see if the store around the corner was still standing. When we were about to step out, we heard a growl in the darkness, and a pair of ferocious eyes appeared a few feet away. We only had moments to decide what to do. Rifle time! Shoot it! I think we have two rifles anyway, so even if one is destroyed... Someone keeps knocking at the door. A quick shot with the rifle was more than enough to scare away or maybe bring down whatever creature stalked us in the darkness. We never saw it again. Dolores needs more time to rest. He needs to eat. Still needs to rest. Okay. I can't do an expedition right now, and I can't do anything about that. I don't have any games to play. Day 40. We know the situation has to be hard on children, but there's no way we can help these people. The group said they would check with us again soon. Dolores needs more time to rest, something to drink, something to eat. Very hungry. And water. So, everybody needs water, yes? And he's gonna get the last of the food. When the group dressed in lab coats came over for a while back asking for water, we had doubts about their identities, but no more. They came back today and gave us some injections. We don't know what it was, but we already feel so much better, and all the colors are so bright. Colors are bright. Does that mean that we're all high now? Dolores has been putting on a brave face, but she must be starving. Dolores complains she still can't get a good night's sleep around here. Dolores is no longer thirsty. Timmy was never a fan of soup, but soup is all he talks about now. Timmy's keeps falling asleep. He's healed up, no longer thirsty. Don't have any food. Sorry, guys. Trader alert! Timmy's salvaged comic books are mostly harmless since fiction pulp. However, some of them don't feature the brave Astro Citizen program astronauts, but cosmonauts. That boy is eating up Soviet propaganda. What a disgrace. Should we banish Timmy to the wasteland for his traitorous ways and dispose of the blasphemous? No! No! Cosmonauts. Doesn't make them commies. We graciously allowed Timmy to stay in the shelter despite his actions. We believe in the power of rehabilitation and second chances. Also, we're running out of toilet paper, and these propaganda books will do nicely. So she is fatigued, tired, and hungry. He is fatigued, hungry, and tired. Huh. They're both the same. Someone paid us. Sure, we'll give you bullets for a radio. A radio. Day 43. I can't imagine that Dolores has been putting on a brave face. Starving. Still can't get a good night's sleep. Needs water. Needs water. Alright, everybody needs some water. Timmy's not doing great. It would be good to talk to him and cheer him up. Sure. We'll do that. That sounds good. Day 44. One of these two is going to die of starvation really soon. Even a word or two may be enough to brighten someone's mood. Timmy seems to be better now. Dolores needs more time to rest. No longer thirsty. Barely strength left. If she doesn't eat tonight, she will not last till morning. Timmy's never a fan of soup. Timmy is no longer thirsty. Well, I'm sorry, Dolores. I don't have any food for you. And I'm not going to have any food for you. So, day 45. Oh. Well, she's not dead. The world has ended. Who cares about showering? We can get used to it. Adapting shouldn't be hard. It will be like a camping trip. It will... Oh no, that smells just terrible. Don't puke, don't... Suspicious looking stains cover parts of the page. Dolores is gonna die soon. Exhausted, she's ill. He's not feeling very well, neither. Just when we thought we might have a quiet day, we got invaded. A group of bandits is on the other side of the door, demanding we walk out hands in the air or they will get in the hard way. That doesn't sound too good. What do we do? Rifle! We shoot them, that's what we do. Did we win? The rifle's busted now. We were able to defend our home this time. What if they come back? Our trusty old rifle helped us fight, but now it's just a piece of junk. That is not good. So now she needs water. They both need water. And they're both going to starve to death here, probably this time. Should we let them in? A group of people dressed in green pajamas knocking on our hatch is not something that we anticipated. Yet this is exactly what happened. Furthermore, they insisted they are merry men and wish to take from the rich and give to the poor. We're pretty poor, so maybe we could make some new friends. Should we let them in? Sure, we'll let Robin Hood and his merry men in. The end. Dolores died. So we had those weird people over, and they were more than kind. They gave us a first aid kit, and we spent a lovely afternoon together dancing and singing. Then they left. Timmy's diet needs food. It's today or never. Timmy is still quite sick. Timmy is no longer thirsty. Dolores bravely faced hunger. However, eating is a habit that is hard to shake off. She couldn't take it anymore. Dolores died. Surviving the apocalypse is no easy task, we can tell you that much. We spent 47 days in our shelter. Day 1, all of us are okay, but not Mary Jane. Day 3, Spider-Man. Day 6, plumbing action. Day 8, it's raining crates. Day 9, nuclear fallout has gone. Day 9, library card. Day 10, an unexpected call. Well, we did quite a bit, and I think we did fairly well, considering that we didn't get many supplies at all to start off with, and I still feel like we did fairly well. And that went for a very, very long time. This game is really interesting. It's really, really interesting. There's a lot more stuff in this as well. Like there's challenges, there's scavenge supplies from your house to make sure the fallout shelter is well stocked by the end of your run. No survival included. And there's survival. Experience a one-of-a-kind post-apocalyptic adventures. Survive in your fallout shelter with randomly selected supplies. It looks like there's a lot more to it, and it looks like it could be really interesting to check out some of the other stuff, especially the challenges. I'm really interested about the challenges and seeing what those will entail. But that'll be for a future episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I know it was a long one, but it was a lot of fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, you know what to do. Like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to ring that bell. So when you ring that bell, you get notifications I post new videos that I do daily. We'll see you guys next time. Until then, keep your head up and keep moving forward. This is Rofnum signing off. Bye-bye!